Good afternoon, everybody. It is a beautiful May day here in North Georgia. It's a little bit sunnier than I'd like, but it is finally nice and cool again. It is no longer scorching hot. It's about 70 degrees, and I think that's about as warm as it's going to get today. So we're going to get out and walk around in some habitat and flip some tin and see what we can scrounge up. Well, that didn't take long. There's our first snake of the day. That is a big plain-bellied water snake just hanging out right there in the sun. Very cool. I'm gonna take a quick photo and then we'll see if we can get a better look at him. Never mind, he is a very active man. He has, oh, there he goes. All right, snakes are out. I swear today feels like the first day we've had all spring that it has been cool and not windy. These cool sunny days can be really good, but this year they have been pretty awful just because every time it's been cool and sunny, it has either been literally below freezing the night before, or the wind is blowing at 30 miles an hour. That is a very gravid fence lizard. And then over there's a 6-line race runner out foraging. He's coming right towards us. Look at this. What's up? Very cool. We don't get to see those guys out running around too often. And then there's just a gravid female fence lizard sitting right here watching. Very cool. The more I walk around out here, the more and more evident it becomes that we are in desperate need of good rain. We've had some drizzles, we've had some things that you could even call showers, but it is so dry out here. All the creeks are so low that they're becoming stagnant. It's just not good. And I'm pretty sure that that is probably the simplest explanation for why we're having such a weird spring, is because for the better part of the last 2 months, it has been dry. Really, really dry. All right, guys, so I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to have to switch up my strategy here. It's getting kind of late, and like I said, it's only about 70 degrees out here, so the sun is not doing as much good. I'm really not feeling the dry, if you can't tell. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to call it a day here. I'm going to run home and edit so that I don't have to edit tomorrow. And we're going to get out and try to do mostly creek walking tomorrow and stick close to water and really mostly hope to see some turtles, I think, seeing as those guys are going to be active no matter what. And we have a pretty good advantage with the low water levels in regards to turtle hunting because you can see better when the water isn't high and muddy. So we're gonna go walk creeks tomorrow and hopefully be able to find some turtles. So I will see you guys then. Hello everyone. We have reached Turtle Land, where we're gonna be spending the next couple hours walking around in the creek and hopefully getting our hands on some turtles. So there's definitely a good chance we could see some snakes today too, but since the weather has been kind of crappy lately, I'm mostly going to be focusing on seeing some turtles. So these are all cooters and sliders basking here. So we're going to walk down to the creek and see if we can find anything else down there. There's a couple of turtles right here. I think they're both loggerheads. You can see that guy's way up in the, oh, there he goes. This water clarity is pretty good today, if I do say so. Way better than it has been. There's been so much construction upstream in this area that it's just been so silty at all times, even when it's been super dry. So hopefully we'll be able to see some turtles out today. Feels like a pretty good day for it. And obviously we saw some stuff basking already, so we just got to find some stuff that we can actually get a good look at. All right, guys, I've been out here about 30 seconds and I walked over into this riffle right here and I spotted this guy foraging on the bottom. This is a small adult, possibly even an adult male. I'm not positive at what size these guys become reproductive, but Spiny Softshell Turtle. We saw one of these guys last time we came out and did some creek walking, but it was a very tiny one. This one is actually decent sized. You can see he's got a beautiful spotted shell, and you can see those namesake spines there right behind the head. Beautiful turtles, and always something that I'm super excited to see. One of the big things I was hoping to see today, so that is a really good way to start. And I would definitely say this one is a boy. Look at that. That tail is very big for the exact reason you might be thinking. jokes aside, you can usually visually sex turtles like you can snakes based on the size of their tail. And a lot of times, as you can see right there, they'll even kind of hang it out for you sometimes. So either way, really awesome turtles. Exactly what I was hoping to see in this little area. So fantastic start if you ask me. I just don't think I'll ever get over how alien and cool these turtles are. I love them so much. That is awesome. Look at how perfectly they blend in with the bottom of this creek. That is so cool. They just look like another rock. Look at him coming up for a breath. That's so cool. All right, we're gonna leave him to it. Spiny Softshell Turtle here in North Georgia. Look at him coming up for a breath. That's so cool. All right, we're gonna leave him to it. Well, I just about tripped over this little guy. This is a Loggerhead Musk Turtle. We saw these guys basking a few minutes ago. They were up in the tree. But normally you see them tooling around on the bottom. It isn't uncommon to see them basking, but out here you can sometimes rack up 15 or 20 of these guys within a couple of minutes just by walking along and watching the bottom. They're probably the most common turtle in this creek. But really cool. Something we're probably going to see more of, and something that I am always happy to see. So I'm gonna put this guy in the water and try to get a little GoPro video of him swimming around, and then we'll keep hiking. There's a Loggerhead. He doesn't see me yet, so he's just kind of doing his thing. We're just gonna let him continue doing his thing because it's really cool to see. Look at him. That is so awesome. He has no idea I'm here. All right, we're gonna leave him to it. Loggerhead number 2 that's actually out in the creek, and the 2 we saw basking earlier. Oh, he sees me now. So to give you an idea of how dry it is, this water is maybe up to my knees right here, not quite to my knees. And normally I'd say it's probably up to about right there where you can see the root line. But when we have a lot of rain, it will be up there. All right, I'm about to have to go get some food real quick, but I did just spot this guy jumping around. Fowler's toad. Kind of weird to see one just hopping around in the daytime like this, but this guy's got a super defined stripe down his back. But yeah, nice Fowler's toad. There's so many of these guys here. I've always been surprised I don't see hognoses at this spot. It's possible they're here. They're just super hard to find, but either way, I'm gonna go grab some food, and then I'm probably gonna go cruise around a little bit on the electric skateboard and see if we can find anything crossing the road. All right, everyone, we are out here cruising around on the skateboard again, and hopefully this time we'll be able to find more than a ringneck. The weather seems like it's a little bit better, and we're doing it later in the day, so we'll see how this goes. It's been a decent day already. We've seen a couple soft shells. But really hoping we'll be able to find some stuff crossing the road. Ooh, big cottonmouth. Look at that. There we go. All right, we finally found a snake. This is a very big and healthy looking cottonmouth. Look at this guy. Just out here hunting. Let's see how big he is. Look at that. Very, very cool. Well, if we're only gonna see one snake tonight, that's a decent one for it to be. Alright guys, well my flashlight is mostly dead and I still have to get back to my car, so this might end up being our only snake of the night, but it's a decent one I guess. I'm gonna start making my way back to the car, and if I see anything else, I will definitely show you guys, but if not, this might end up being the last snake of the day. Look at all these bugs. It's crazy. I mean, look at this. That is a lot of bugs. Alright guys, well I'm cruising my way back to the car. If I don't see anything else, I'm probably going to wrap this one up. Oh, we got a snake. That is a huge brown snake. Wow. Look at that. So I was trying to run my outro when I cruised this guy. This is the first snake I have night cruised on the paths here. And it is huge. Look at the size of this guy. And that is way bigger than your average brown snake. Very cool. I'm definitely happy to see this guy. I'm just going to make sure he gets off the path safely, and we're going to keep moving. But I wish my battery wasn't about to die, or I would stay out here longer. It's definitely encouraging to finally find a snake crossing this after dark. We saw a ringneck during the daytime, but I think this is our first nocturnal snake on the path. Really, really cool.